On June 6, 1989, the bad boy Detroit Pistons win their very first NBA title, defeating the legendary Los Angeles Lakers and ending Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's career. Here's the story behind how it all happened today on Daily Sports History. Welcome to Daily Sports History. I'm Ethan Reese, your guide to a rapid deep dive into sports history every day. And today's trivia question to listen out for was, how did the bad boy Pistons get their nickname? Now, at the end of the 1987-88 season, the Pistons that had just won a record 54 games were defeated by the Los Angeles Lakers in a 7-game series, led by Magic Johnson and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, winning 2 championships in a row and sending the Pistons home wondering if they would be able to get back. And following this season, the NBA put together an entertainment highlight reel for each team. One of the copy editors, actually, for the Pistons, gave them the nickname the Bad Boys on this video. And that is where the nickname stuck for the Bad Boy Pistons. And they took this moniker, and it may have helped them just win the championship the following year, because not only did they have this nickname to go for, it was also their style of play. It made them want to be tough, and they were one of the most toughest physical teams that had ever played in the NBA. And they had also just moved to a new stadium of the Palace of Auburn Hills, Michigan, and they had sold out all their home games that year. And they had one of the best backcourts with Isiah Thomas and Joe Dumars, with a solid center in Bill Laimbeer, and added a young Dennis Rodman to their core. But they weren't done just running it back. No, that next year, they actually improved even better when they traded Adrian Dantley to the Dallas Mavericks for Mark Aguirre, who was actually chosen 1 pick ahead of Isiah Thomas in the 1981 draft, the number 1 pick, and the number 2 pick on their team from the 1981 draft. And this helped them finish with the league best 63-19 record heading into the playoffs. But that was for the East. On the West, the Lakers were having a great season, being led by Magic Johnson, who averaged over 22 points, almost 8 rebounds, and almost 13 assists, and being named the MVP of the league. And they finished first in the West, having Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Michael Cooper, James Worthy, previous episode topic, AC Green on their team. And in the playoffs, the Pistons were making their way easily through the playoffs, sweeping the Boston Celtics and the Milwaukee Bucks in the first 2 rounds. But in the Eastern Conference Finals, they came against a growing factor in the NBA, Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls. But they used an interesting tactic to beat Jordan in the Eastern Conference Finals, called the Jordan Rules, where they would wear Jordan down more than any other player, and it worked, as they won the final 3 games to earn their berth into the NBA Finals again. And they would face off against the Los Angeles Lakers, who were sweeping through the West. They beat Clyde Drexler and the Portland Trailblazers, Dale Ellis and the Seattle Supersonics, and Tom Chambers and Kevin Johnson of the Phoenix Suns, sweeping all the way to get to the NBA Finals. Unfortunately, during that time, they lost a key contributor to their team, Byron Scott, and this would change the fabric of their team in the NBA Finals. So in the first game, with Scott suffering an injury, this was really felt on the defensive end, as the Pistons had Isiah Thomas and Joe Dumars in the backcourt, and Scott was a great defender of guards. But this required them to play their rookie, David Rivers, who was very inexperienced, and allowed the guard to the Pistons to really take over the game, as Isiah Thomas had 24 points and Joe Dumars had 22, and the Pistons won handily that first game, 109-97. The Lakers tried to snap back in Game 2 in Detroit, finishing with the first quarter lead, but Joe Dumars was on fire in the first half with 24 points. But the Lakers held on to the lead, 62-56 at halftime. But 4 minutes into the third period, Detroit was on a fast break, and Magic Johnson tried to get back to play defense and pulled his hamstring, causing him to leave the game. The Pistons would tie the game on that play, and despite not having Magic Johnson, the Lakers were in the game until the final minute, when Isiah Thomas hit a couple free throws to give them the win, 108 to 105. And with a 2-0 series, the game went back to LA, and Magic Johnson tried to come back and play in this game, although he lasted only 5 minutes. He left the game with the Lakers leading 11-8. But his backup, James Worthy, came in and scored 26 points as Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was trying his best, even at the age of 42, scoring 28 points and having 13 rebounds. But it still wasn't enough, as the Pistons won 114 to 110. So now we come to Game 4, and the Lakers have their backs against the wall. 4-time champion coach Pat Riley knows that no one has ever come back from 3-0, and that is still true to this day. And James Worthy, the guy that stepped in to help fill the spot for Magic Johnson, stepped up his game even more to try to get them a win and maybe, possibly, get back in the series. He scored 40 points in this game, and after the first quarter, the Lakers were up 35 to 23, but the Pistons kept chipping away at them as they didn't have any injuries to deal with. And the Lakers were without their MVP and without their third leading scorer in Byron Scott. But the Pistons started to work their way back, and the Lakers only led at halftime 55 to 49. And a few minutes into the third quarter, the Pistons finally took the lead 59 to 58. But James Worthy was still balling and brought them back to take the lead at the end of the third quarter, 78 to 76. But the Pistons took control in the fourth, taking the lead and taking control of the game. And with 3 minutes and 23 seconds left to go, the Pistons led 100 to 94. And this is when an unusual moment happened in the finals. The crowd rose and gave a standing ovation to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who had checked out of the game for seemingly the last time in his career. Remember, they are in Los Angeles, but Kareem was one of the all-time greatest players of all time, and his longevity was just amazing. But he could not help the Lakers win one last time before he retired. But it wasn't his last time. He actually re-entered the game with 1 minute and 37 seconds left to score his last 2 points, cutting into the Pistons' margin, making it 100 to 96. But with 47 seconds left, he again came back out to thunderous applause. Despite the Lakers losing, this still was a great moment to see the last game of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in his home arena. From then, the Pistons took off and finished the game with a score of 105 to 97, completely sweeping the Lakers. Although be it the Lakers were without their MVP and had multiple injuries, they still finished the job and got their very first championship title. And Joe Dumars, part of that great backcourt with Isiah Thomas, went on to win the MVP for the finals, averaging 27.3 points, more than 6 points better than the next player on the team, which was Isiah Thomas, his backcourt mate, and really helped lead the series. And the Bad Boy Pistons carried this on to have an encore performance in the 1990 NBA Finals, where they dismantled, again, a great opponent in the Portland Trail Blazers, where Isiah Thomas was the MVP. Now, this series was a unique one, because as much as you wanted to root for the Bad Boy Pistons, they never won one. Going the NBA royalty that is the LA Lakers, they didn't back down. And it was also the last time we saw Lakers legend Kareem Abdul-Jabbar play, and the first time we saw the Pistons raise up the trophy, making the Bad Boys for life. And I want to thank Nate the Great Stats on Twitter for suggesting this topic. And if you want to have me do a topic for you, all you need to do is leave a review wherever you're listening, or send us an email at dailysportshistory.com. Tell us your name and what topic you would love us to cover, and we'll give it an episode just for you. And come back tomorrow for more Daily Sports History. And did you catch the answer to today's question? Who gave the name Bad Boys to the Pistons? It was a copy editor who put together a highlight reel in 1988 for the Pistons for the NBA.